And the main question is why buying land in Kenya is overrated. I know this is usually seen as an initial investment or financial plan. Everybody who gets a job or who is earning money somewhere rushes into the market to buy land. But the main question is that really a viable investment? Is that really the right choice for you to make? Or are there other alternatives out there that you can simply put your money in and be in a position to earn even more? So today we are going to have a topic and an honest discussion. And I even welcome those people who have experience in purchasing land. How did it work out for you? You can feel free to just share your same sentiments or your experiences in the comments. I'll look at them and even maybe create or acknowledge some of them in my next video. So, why is buying land overrated in Kenya? The first thing that I want to touch on, because we are first going to see why it is overrated, then we look at the alternatives, then we look at also the option where buying land is a viable investment. So the first one is why buying land may be overrated. And let us talk about the hidden costs and high expenses that are attached to purchasing a land. So nowadays we have everyone out there coming with very good deals. You pay a down payment of 150. We have ready titles. We give you your land, and that's it. But in real sense, they are not selling you this land. In real sense, they want you to buy the land. Then when you're paying your premiums, you default and they come and repossess everything. That is the real business behind all this thing. So they sell for you. They tell you, okay, come and buy this land. It is one, and it is they're even land selling at 150 shillings right now in Kenya. But is it really genuine? Some, yes, they're genuine. So they come and tell you, okay, pay a down payment of, let's say, 80,000, then the other premiums you'll be paying them for this period of time. But when you go and pay the 150,000, that is when you realize that there's some hidden charges. You need to maybe look for a lawyer. You need to do some due diligence, which also attracts some cost on it. You need to do some verification of the documents, which you might end up even spending more than the 150,000 or 500,000 or even the 1.5 million cost attached to that specific land. So when you are going to buy this land, it is attached to this many high costs and also hidden charges that they may not tell you at the onset, but when you start the process, they will tell you when it is too late for you to pull back. So they tell you these are the extra costs. You have already incurred other costs, so you just have to finish the process. But by the time you're doing that, you're so financially overwhelmed. Then another thing is limited cash flow from the land. So you're so excited, you have this amount in your bank, and you go there, you purchase some specific land somewhere, thinking that this is a very good investment. Then you are hit with reality because there are some things which you did not consider, like what is the can I maybe do cultivation on this specific land? You have already bought the land and you realize that the soil cannot even support you in your agricultural endeavors because you did not do your due diligence. Another thing is many people have purchased land and all those land or parcel of lands are lying idle somewhere. They are not earning any interest. And worst of all, based on the location that you're in, you're supposed to be paying land rates on a year-to-year basis. So your land is, you've purchased this land, it is not giving you anything in return, but in that sense, it is taking even much from you on a month-to-month basis. Why? Because even in other places, people buy land because of impulse. Or there is an expressway that will pass along this road, so you rush to go and purchase land only to come back and hear that it was hearsay. There is nothing like any development is going to happen in this specific area. So first of all, it is also limited cash flow for idle land. There is nothing really this land is giving you, but based on the location, it is taking much from you because of the land rates, because of the maintenance, because of the security that you must come back and also put in that specific land. So you must be very careful because some investments, sometimes when you buy these parcels of land, it's just it doesn't make any financial sense, or rather any does not earn you any financial returns. Then risk of fraud and title deed issues. And this is very common in the land industry. I've had some interactions with people who really do this on the ground. In fact, one of my friends was also one of the major beneficiaries or one of the major employees in a company that deals with sale of parcel of lands. And if you are considering purchasing any land from anyone out there, you must first do your due diligence. You must ensure that indeed that is the owner of that land, because we have had scenarios where people sell air. In Kenya, you come purchase a land that doesn't exist. They show you the land. This is the land I'm selling. When you're coming claiming that is your land, you realize, oh, there is an owner of this land. You must make sure that there is no history. There is no history as far as this land is concerned, because other times you purchase a land from one person, then you realize that this land was ancestral land. So it has like 5 brothers or 5 families fighting over that piece of land. So you purchase today that land, then you realize that, oh, I did not purchase it from the owner. I purchased it from somebody who was conning me, or somebody who was under false pretense. So you end up losing your land, you end up losing your money, you end up spending lots and lots of years in court just trying to prove who owns the land. I'm the buyer, but you did not buy it from the right person. It has all these fraudulent issues that you really do not want to go through. But if you want to proceed with purchasing that land, then make sure you do your due diligence from the onset, so that you don't end up falling prey to people who are out there just to take advantage of you. Then poor appreciation in some areas. As I said at the beginning, not every land will be profitable in future. In some areas, it will just remain with the same rate as you bought the same land. Because like right now, I've seen there are some pieces of land in Gilgil which are being sold with as low as 80,000. In Matu, some parcel of lands are even being sold at 100,000. As somebody who is buying that land, not to build a home but to invest, you must look at the scenario of how long will it take for me, or how long will it take for this specific piece of land to give, or for me to earn from this specific piece of land. Because I believe if you have bought this land for investment purposes, then there is need for that land to return something to you. You need to earn something, revenue, from this piece of land. Whether you're building apartments, that is number one. Whether you're putting their business like poultry or agricultural products, you must earn from this specific land. But if it is the parcel of land is in an area that will take over a period of time to develop, or even you cannot even project when this specific area will be able to develop, then you need to proceed cautiously. Because at certain areas, pieces of land like that take too much to appreciate. Like the pieces of land that I visited in Gilgil, these pieces of land are in a very rocky area, and you sit there and wonder, first of all, who will buy this parcel of land? That is number one. Number two, how long will it take for this parcel of land to appreciate in value? So does it really make any financial sense for me to remove my money from somewhere else to put in, to purchase this parcel of land? How long will I have to wait for me to earn from this specific piece of land? So when you answer all those questions, then you'll stand at a better place to make that decision whether you want to proceed with that investment or not. Now, I'm telling you how purchasing a piece of land is overrated in Kenya. The alternatives, in my own opinion, as I've always been saying in my previous videos, if you check, I'll advise you to maybe invest in REITs. That is in real estate, whereby you take 200,000, go and open an account in the financial services that offer this specific investment. Then you will be earning dividends on a year-to-year basis. Now sit down and ask yourself, with the 200,000, which parcel of land can I buy? And if I buy that land, how long will it take for me to start earning something out of it? And if I take this 200,000 and invest in the real estate business or real estate account through the REITs platform, how long will it take for me to earn my dividends, and how much will be the dividends? If it makes sense for you, then proceed and take this money and invest it in the real estate trust accounts. Now, another thing is the money market funds and SACCO. I think this is something which I've really been seeing all through, whereby you take your money and invest it in the money market fund or SACCO account. And in money market fund, these interest rates will be paid to your account on a month-to-month basis, compounded over time. So basically, you'll sit down and realize that with 200,000, I can add much more than taking 200,000, going to purchase a parcel of land at Matu, Kamulu, or let's say Gilgil. You pay 150,000, hidden charges push that price to let's say 250,000. Then you sit there just saying, I have a piece of land in Gilgil, I have 2 acres of land in Gilgil, but in real sense, you're earning nothing from it. In fact, in other areas where they're charging their charges for lands, you're supposed to pay some land rates on a year-to-year basis. You have to pay those land rates. In places where you have to maintain the land, in places where you have to get security, those are costs that you are accruing. So technically, this land is not an asset anymore, but it is a liability. So what is the best decision for you to do? Invest in something that can bring a return back to you. Okay? Then invest in skill development or business ventures. Personally, for me, if you come and tell me, okay, I have this amount of money and I'm considering to buy, let's say, land somewhere, I'll first ask you what are your financial goals and how soon do you want this investment to start bringing something to you. And if you tell me maybe your financial goal is like in the next 6 months or 1 year, you need to start earning something from it, then I will quickly ask you to do a 360 of the plan that you had and maybe think of opening a business. That is number one. Number two, skill development. If let's say you are in the corporate industry and maybe you have let's say you have an undergraduate degree, I might even advise you to go back to school and do take your graduate studies, because the moment you have the graduate studies in your field where you're specialist in, it means that you'll be doing some personal skill development which you can use it elsewhere. Okay, so personally for me, you can even invest in skill development, or rather you can open a business somewhere, then build money, build wealth, then come back and buy that piece of land, because it doesn't make sense. And I'm speaking from a point of view whereby my dad even purchased some land somewhere in some place. I don't really want to mention names, and it has been years. That land doesn't earn anything for us. That land doesn't earn any revenue. Yet we spend on maintenance, we spend on security, and it is now a liability other than an asset. So what I'm advising you to do is based on actual experiences that I have undergone through. So what I'm saying is you'd rather take that money for skill development, open a business other than purchasing a land. Then another thing is buy property that generates income. I'll understand if somebody comes and tells me, hi, Deno, I need to buy this piece of land. It is in a very prime place and I want to build rentals and I have that income ready. That makes sense, because that you're buying that land to build a business, or rather you have a piece of land and you want to buy this apartment so that you can rent. That is something which you can sit down and say, I'll be making this amount of money on a month to month basis, and it will take me this period of time to break even from my initial cost of investment. So that makes sense. Now, when you come to me and tell me, I just want to buy land because I hear there is a rush, everyone is purchasing a parcel of land everywhere because it is a good investment, then I'll ask you, what is your rate of return? What you as a business person, what is your projection? Like, how much do you want to earn from that piece of land? If it is not earning anything, then that is a bad investment. Okay. Now, there are also some scenarios where purchasing a land makes sense. It is not entirely overrated, but there are certain scenarios where purchasing a land makes sense. Now, it is a good investment when you're purchasing a land at a prime place. Let's say you are purchasing a land at a prime place because maybe you want to build rentals there, you want to, let's say, construct, let's say, a mall for businesses there. That makes sense because you have an investment plan. And somebody like that, if I sit down with you and I tell you, okay, give me your projections on maybe what this business needs to earn to you, you can give me numbers and figures. Now, in another scenario, is maybe you want to build a home, or you want to build, let's say, something like you want to build a home for yourself, you want to build a school. That makes sense. So I'm buying this land so that it is not necessarily earning me something, but I'm buying this land so that I can build a home for myself, or rather I build, let's say, something else. That makes sense. So purchasing that land is attached by your need, your long-term financial goals. So I'm buying this land today so that I can build a house next year. So that makes sense. Now, you need to attach the purchase you're making and define it very well. Is this an investment? Or rather, is this something I'm buying so that I meet my long term goals that are not really attached to investing? Because if it is investment, then the next question is how much are you getting from it? How much will this revenue actually generate? So if the question is you don't know or you don't have any clear explanation, personally for me, you'd rather think about other investments to venture in. Okay? But as I have said, buying land is overrated, but not in all situations. So thank you so much for sticking through to this video. I truly appreciate your support. Remember to like and subscribe every time that you watch my video so that I can have a reason to be creating these videos on a day-to-day basis. With that said and done, have a good